Hey, welcome back. My name is Alex, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys 10 stocks that I'm watching to swing trade slash position trade going into the end of the week and next week. If that's what you're into, stick around. All right, so before we get into the stocks, I always like to start with this segment. This is my market monitor. Essentially, we are day two in a yellow cycle. We've gone about negative zero point 0.7. The average yellow cycle lasts about 8.8 days and goes negative 0.35%. And our distribution count is at 5. One more distribution day would actually push us into red. So basically, what that means is we should be cautious about this market on the long side, and we could potentially be going into a red cycle, which would make the market go down another 2% or so. So this watch list is a geared towards buying. We're going to be watching these things as the market goes down for potential bounces. Some of these stocks are leadership stocks, so they've already actually gone down a lot and they're already starting to bounce even after today's action, and I'll highlight those in the video. So all right, with that, let's go on to the first stock. All right, so the first stock is ticker symbol NBR. We've actually been long this one in my personal account, not the public one that you guys see in the description below. But we added to it today. This looks like a nice rebound, and they had some news. Stocks up 16% today. They sold a business for about 600 million that they bought for 300 million back in March. So nice catalyst here. We're also bullish on AI and energy, and I think without oil and gas and more drilling activity, that future's not going to come to life. And so growth in the Permian Basin is kind of slowing down, and these guys do both. They help out onshore and offshore drilling activities. So I mean, it's in a good spot. Very volatile stock. It's into a nice area of supply with a catalyst. So we added to the stock and we sold the $40 call. So that's the first stock, NBR. The second stock, we've been long this stock for a long time, but we're debating, adding to it on this pullback. This is SMR. This is another energy play. Essentially, they do modular reactors or small modular reactors, which is another, AI story. So it's coming right into the support area right here from a previous high. And it found support there before. So, it kind of sliced through the quarterly moving average. We don't like to see that, but I mean, it's been going down for almost 16 days in a row. So a little reprieve here would be something to watch. It's a nice bounce candidate for a swing trade. All right, moving onwards to the third stock. This is CDE. We highlighted this on the last week's video. Just going tight here, sideways. Looking to maybe add to this if it can get, back to the 16 period moving average. That's where we like to add for a potential move higher. I mean, this stock is just breaking out. There's nothing wrong with it. Market's kind of falling apart, and this thing is just very strong. So we like this stock, CDE. So the fourth stock is BMNR. And we highlighted this on last week's video. We kind of talked about how, it needed to pull back, and looks like we got our pullback. We actually added to it yesterday at the lows there. So, and we're going small because this one's a very fast moving stock. It's like a 14% ADR. So, yeah, this is a really fast moving one, but looks good for an ad. This is the average price that everybody's paid for it so far since it's been public. So, looks great here. Um, the next stock, the fifth stock, we actually added to this on the public account via some options, and it's RXRX. Unfortunately, we added to it yesterday and the day before, but we like this stock. This is a biotech play. This is a similar to some of the other stocks I'm going to talk about later on in the video. Has to do with interest rates going down. Um, Basically, what these guys do is they are able to figure out genes a lot quicker and figure out more drugs a lot quicker. It's pretty remarkable what they do. But I like the chart. It's a big base here, and it's at the bottom end of the base with a lot of volume coming in here. Now, these three candles are pretty bearish. After we entered the position, we sold some calls on it, so we're protected from this kind of downdraft. But if this thing can kind of spring here, because it's coming into this area where they sold it last time, same exact spot. And if you notice this decline versus this decline right here off of the earnings, it's a lot stronger, you know, when you compare this area to this area. Now it does look a little head and shouldersy, like here's the boom, boom, boom. So this could be a longer term hold. It kind of reminds me of another stock. Oh no, I don't have this in the watch list, but it reminds me of another stock, which is IQ. You know, this kind of a thing where it had a head and shoulders, and then it kind of dumped for a little while, and then went sideways for a little while. So what we're going to do in RXRX is probably do that and continue to sell calls in this thing, um, because there's a lot of premium in this stock. So we like that for a long-term swing slash position trade, and we entered that. All right, moving onwards to the sixth stock. This is ALB. This is Albemarle. This is a lithium play. We've talked about this a couple weeks ago, and just thought I'd bring it up again in this video. We were buying this thing on this breakout here, and it tested, confirmed a new uptrend, and now it's running into the yearly moving average. Pulled back, jumped up again, same high. It was able to overcome the previous high, which is bullish. And then this pullback here, this reaction is a lot stronger than this reaction. So Albemarle looks ready to go, for a swing trade and position trade. This thing just looks fantastic. It's finally reclaiming the yearly moving average, after about 2.5 years of going down. So this thing looks great for a move higher. So moving on to the seventh stock, we highlighted this last week. This is APLD. This thing gapped up on earnings, and it's just been kind of grinding higher. So this is very strong. You really want to see this thing in a weak market like we're having. It's up on the day, grinding higher. I think APLD is primed. We haven't added to it yet, but we've been long this stock. And this thing, once the market stops going down, I think this will, move much much higher. All right, moving on to another stock. This is UWMC. This is similar to the stocks I was talking about last week. These are insurance companies. This thing it kind of has the same look as, let's say, like Albemarle. Here it kind of looks like Neo. Here, but you know what I would expect this. It's going into the yearly moving average is to pull back a little bit, maybe into Friday or Monday, maybe after the Jackson Hole thing on Friday. Um, if Powell doesn't cut rates. But this thing looks amazing. And same thing, it's been going down for quite some time. It's finally hitting the yearly moving average. Um, would expect a pullback, and then it would be ready to buy. So moving on to the second to last stock. We talked about this on the previous video on Friday and last week, I believe. This is a solar stock we've been long for a long time, but we're looking to add. This thing is at our call sold point, but it's been going straight up. I mean, this thing is basically up, yeah, 70% in a couple days. So a nice pullback consolidation here at this resistance level. Something, it reminds me of CDE. If it could just do something like this for a couple days, that would be very constructive, and we look to add on that flag on Array Technologies. And lastly, I believe this is oh no, we have two more. So next one, we highlighted this on the last video. This is RKT. This is another insurance stock similar to UWMC. They just do mortgages essentially. With rates coming down, it's going to be very it's going to move a lot on whatever Powell says this week. So looks like it needs to have a little pullback here. Kind of had a decent upthrust here. So same thing, watching it for a pullback, and it would be a nice buy. And then the last stock, I think this is the bonus stock. Yeah, is SRPT. We outlined this on the last week's video. It's actually one of the ones that have done pretty well. It's actually up about 15% since that video. Or no, actually no, it's flat. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, this thing easily probably can get to 25 bucks. It's just breaking right now. It's not down on the day, on a very red day. So everything's looking good there. All right. So that's all 10 stocks plus a bonus stock. So if you guys liked it, hey, please hit the like button and subscribe if you like the content. Cheers. And I'll see you guys on the weekly update on Friday. Cheers.